Hi, everyone. This is a promo video to introduce you to the three trainers who will be leading the next POC for NVC sponsored NVC Foundationals class for BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, People of Color. And Leonie Smith is one of the founders of POC for NVC. And Leonie, would you like to speak about your vision for this course?
Sure. I'm excited to be here with you all and to talk about the upcoming course. So POC for NVC is a network that was essentially started to provide a place for BIPOC folk who are part of NVC communities or working in the area of nonviolence who want to have a place to both receive support and to give support. And so we've been growing over the last 4 years. And one of the early visions was to start an NVC Foundations course and actually other courses, which will come in the future, but that were made for BIPOC folk and would be imbued with understanding and exploring not only principles of nonviolence, but also looking at power and privilege, anti-racism, anti-oppression, really centering and lifting up the experiences of BIPOC folk.
Thank you, Leonie. My name is Mika Maniwa. I was one of the trainers last time, but now I'll be more in a supportive role for this time. And we have two trainers, Sheila Menezes and Delgado, who will be part of the training team. And Sheila and what is, how do you feel about this upcoming class? What excites you?
I'm going to pass it to me. Okay, so it's also Sheila Menezes, just to get that one in there.
Thank you.
There's so much to be excited about. First of all, to work with you, Leonie, and Mika and Ale. I think that the collaboration that we've shared together so far and what we can build is going to be really exciting to support people and share what we know and our experiences that are interwoven with what we can share. And I'm excited to build community, to build Black, Indigenous, People of Color community, and to share what I know to help all of us get to know ourselves better and communicate what we want and what we need by knowing what we want and what we need first. There's so much more, but I'll pass it to you, Ale.
Yeah, thanks, Sheila. I think I'm most excited for this space because, each one of us is bringing, years and years of doing this thinking, doing this work, applying it to our lives with care and intention toward what does it look like for people of color to live more freely. And all our intentions are coming towards to see like bunch of tools, right? Leonie, Mika, Sheila, you each have been doing this work and it's been supporting folks in figuring out how to move forward, how to get unstuck in certain places in their lives. And so that's what I'm most excited about. We're coming together, really creating a place that will hopefully be a soft landing for folks to work on the stuff that's most pressing for them, using these tools of NVC, the consciousness, the principles to guide us along the way, however they may fit into the work we're already doing.
Great, thank you. And one question that everyone will have is why a BIPOC only space? And anyone who wants to answer?
I'm happy to take the first crack at it. Well, for me, the BIPOC only space is an opportunity. Well, actually, I think the thing I could speak to is the experience of having the network that's been in place for the last 3 or 4 years. And one of the things that people say consistently, the Black BIPOC folks who have been part of that network, is that there is a sense of almost immediate warmth that is true of BIPOC only spaces. And also that there is a sense of an experience of kind of resonance that you don't necessarily have to explain yourself in terms of sharing experiences around racism and oppression, or coming into a space in which there is some kind of fundamental understanding of power and privilege. And so there's something that's settling and stepping into a space in which there are some things that are shared and known by all. And so what that means then is that for both the network and also our first time when we ran this course in the winter, is that people arrive and have an immediate experience of a sense of warmth. My experience with the last course was that it wasn't just a course of participants, it was actually like a community was built over a very short amount of time where there was some sense of trust and warmth and welcoming that really helped to define the space and to define the experience.
Yeah. You got it, Ale, or?
Go for it, Sheila.
Okay. I think I resonate completely with what you're sharing, Leonie, and just there's a higher possibility of shared experiences when it's BIPOC only, no matter how you come into that space, like multiracial, biracial, of, you know, different country of origin, living in a different culture than you were born, like different languages, like there's so many different ways that we can be in this space. And it's an exploration with what I call siblings and family, but also to navigate like what's between us without the gaze of dominant culture or oppressive systems, and just to discover what is embedded in us from the world we live in, and how do we want to navigate that, and to do it kind of like without being watched, just in our own zone with each other.
I think what I can add, and what I really appreciated about the first series was how responsive it was to what folks were bringing. There's a sense that we don't have the answers. We don't, you know, we have our experiences, our skills, and that we're so wanting to build together and vibe off of each other, and be attentive to what's alive for you and what you're wanting to work on. And I love that type of field. I think that's so rich for us to cultivate together. And if there is a possibility that my guard could be down just a bit more than it usually is in other spaces, you know, where I don't have to try to learn while I'm in this protective state of my own self, and especially when we're being invited into vulnerability with what we bring to the class. If I could just be just a tad more relaxed, and I'm not guaranteeing that you can be completely relaxed, right? Because that's just not the reality. We all come with our traumas, and you know, just to make it a little bit, the learning environment, the growth, the healing environment, just a little more safe is why a Black, Indigenous, and people of color space feels so important to me for this work.
Thank you. I'm just loving all your answers, and reminds me when I'm learning NVC, it would feel very much like school, like I was entering a white space doing a cultural practice that my people don't do. And so I was trying to learn another language, but when it's in a BIPOC space, then it feels more real and personal to me, and more relevant and meaningful. So I'm super excited about this upcoming class. Wednesdays, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, so 3 hours ahead Eastern, and
starting on May 5th.
Starting on May 5th.
Yeah, starting on May 5th.
And we'll include the link to register or for more information.
Yeah, looking forward to it, everybody.
Woohoo! Super stoked.
All right, man. Take care.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.